Jazz, I think that, jazz is still the last remaining, form of musicianship that really forces you to be a master of your instrument. You absolutely cannot fake your way through playing jazz unless you know what you're doing. And I feel like that brings like a new level of integrity, to the art form that I think, in our society we could use more of, honestly. How many times do we flip on the radio and those guys can't actually do what you hear, them doing. And I think that's why, jazz to me will forever be, like that purest form of musicianship, where you have to know your instrument on such an intimate level, and then of course the other thing about jazz that really is not encompassed in other forms of music is improvisation. But in jazz, if you're not listening and you're not communicating, whatever, it's not going to happen. It just doesn't sound good. And I think that is, pushes you to be a creative individual.
In 1987, the U.S. Congress passed a bill defining jazz as a unique form of American music, stating that jazz is hereby designated as a rare and valuable national American treasure. Born from a mix of African and European music traditions, jazz originated in black communities of the U.S. in the early 20th century. In the 1980s, jazz experienced a fundamental splintering, breaking into various subgenres such as smooth jazz and jazz rap.
Music is something I've always come back to, because when you try something else, it's never going to be as fulfilling. So in that instance, there's a very addictiveness to it. Because I've had regular jobs, I'll go work from 9 to 5 or whatever, and you come home and, I'm beat and you're not happy, but I can, sit and play trumpet and play music for hours and hours and hours, and it just will never feel like work.
Founded in 2011, the Joints described their music as post-jazz, or pure jazz that tries not to be held back in any way. Primarily located in Boulder, the group plays shows throughout Colorado. As their name suggests, the Joints try to let their music flow from them, all working in unison.
So we ended up calling it the Joints, oddly enough, because we were looking at individual, body parts and how silly they look and how ineffective they are, separate from one another. But, when those pieces of the body, come together at the joint, that's when, like your body functions on all levels and you're able to do things. And that's very much, like what we wanted to bring to the group was everybody's individual, styles, influences and stuff like that, but not make it about that, make it about the joint where we all come together to make music happen, so that's where the name came from.
This young yet powerfully talented group plays from a completely original soundbook, setting them apart from many jazz groups. This originality, combined with their desire to perform pure jazz rather than a mixed style, allows the Joints to define their own niche in Colorado's music scene. This allows the Joints to evolve their own personal flavor of jazz, unfettered by the rules and constructs of the genre or local scene.
Denver does have an awesome music scene, but like pretty much anywhere, the popular music all starts to sound the same. And what's great about jazz coming to Denver is the original compositions and kind of the interesting covers, and they really keep it original. And so I think anyone going out there and contributing to the jazz scene is a great way to evolve and push the boundaries of music.
And I think that's what we're trying to bring to jazz. We're trying to bring that aesthetic of hip hop, that feeling. We want to like bring to a live show that you can feel us, and you don't have to understand everything that we're doing or anything like that. You can just come and dig what we're doing based off of those, those like core feelings.
Through improvisation, progression, and purity, the Joints offer a valuable and exciting addition to not just jazz, but the entire music scene of today.